And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said. Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed enters doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 26 Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl, and her name is the title character 26 Cinderella. 26 Cinderella had 9 ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tonya, Irina, Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier. All 9 of them made fun of 26 Cinderella and made her do all the chores. 26er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said Tina to Xavier all together. One day, the king of Sex Virgin Tubblingham's messenger arises and says, hear ye, the king of Sex Virgin Tubblingham, who is kind, wise, caring, and everything, is going to throw a ball and whoever with lots of food at 9 o'clock. At 11 o'clock is dance time. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Sex Virgin Tubbling. Can I come? Asked 26 Cinderella, but she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters Tina and Xavier are. He's going to marry me, said Tina, the oldest stepsister. No way, Tina, wrong. He's going to marry me, said Winona. Both of you were wrong. He's going to marry me, said Elena. The rest say, all 3 of you were wrong. He's going to marry me. They then tear 26's Cinderella best party dress. Later, 26 Cinderella is so sad, upset, and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Sex Virgin Tubbling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There, now, 26 Cinderella, I can help with a bit of magic. No one will know it's you. And so, she chants the magic words. 6-titty, Vinci-titty, Sox-titty, Victor-5-titty, 6, boo! And waves her magic wand. Because of that, 26 Cinderella's chores are all done, and her best party dress is fixed and grown bigger and better. I've never seen, 26 Cinderella says, I've never seen such a Sex Virgin Tubble-tastic gown. And get a load of my glass slippers. But 26 Cinderella's fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 26 Cinderella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 26 Cinderella has 26 pumpkins and 52 mice. 26 Cinderella's fairy godmother chants the magic words. 60-titty, Vinci-titty, Sox-titty, Vinci-titty, 6, boo, and waves her magic wand again to turn the 26 pumpkins into a handsome coach and the 52 mice into horses. 26 Cinderella climbs into the couch. Her fairy godmother says, have fun, 26 Cinderella, my dear, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everyone will change back to normal. And so, 26 Cinderella accepts the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Sex Virgin Tubbling was wondering who to marry. Who he should marry. Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Irina, Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier say all together, he's walking towards me! But he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Sex Virgin Tubbling is walking towards 26 Cinderella. He then says, "May I have this dance?" To which 26-Cinderella responds, "I would be delighted." Prince Icosihexagonal and 26-Cinderella dance happily together. But later, 26-Cinderella realizes it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball and to her point so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Icosihexagonal was so worried that he might never see 26-Cinderella again. The king is Icosihexagonal comforts him by saying, There, now, son. I think we'll be able to find 26-Cinderella," he said. And so, they began their journey all around the neighborhood and to find 26-Cinderella and brought the 2 glass slippers with them. By the time they arrived, they knock on the door of the house where 26-Cinderella and her 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 26-Cinderella, they find her 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina to Xavier. Prince Icosihexagonal then says, "Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these glass slippers?" Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona is next, but her foot is too small. "Nonsense! It fits!" she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Icosihexagonal and the king of 20... Prince Icosihexagonal have noticed 26-Cinderella singing. "Your Majesty and Prince Icosihexagonal, is that you guys?" 26 hollered excitedly. "My dear daughter-in-law, we found you!" shouts the king of Icosihexagonal. And the glass slippers fit. And so, 26-Cinderella, the Prince Icosihexagonal and the king of Icosihexagonal lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers. And I've been making some sequels today. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Knows Everything. Buy our merchandise at AndrewKnowsEverything.com. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew's Doers. Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents 75-Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young woman named 75-Cinderella. 75-Cinderella had 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Sophia, Estrella, Veronica, Emma, Nina, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. All of them constantly made fun of 75-Cinderella and made her do all the chores. 75-er wench, sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said the ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters all together. One day, the king of 75's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of 75 is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown shall marry his son, Prince Icosihexagonal. But 75 is not welcome. Her ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters are. They ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball, but argued over who will Prince Icosihexagonal fall in love with. He's going to marry me, said Sophia, the oldest stepsister. Estrella said, No way, Sophia, he's going to marry me. The rest said, No, Prince Icosihexagonal is going to marry me. Later, 75 is so sad. And distraught and upset about not going to the ball and marrying Princess Tumbling. Whatever will I do? She whimpered. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts 75 by saying, There, now, my dear sweet 75 I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you. And waves her magic wand. And because of that, 75 chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 75 go fetch me a pumpkin and some ice. Luckily, 75 has 75 pumpkins and 150 mice. 75 fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 75 pumpkins into a hamster coach, 150 mice into horses, and 75 attire into a princess's attire, and even a pair of sparkly glass slippers on her feet. 75 says, I've never seen such a quintessential-tastic gown. And get a load of my glass slippers, fairy godmother. How can I ever thank you enough? And climbs into the coach. 75 fairy godmother says, Well, you can't. But have fun, 75 but I will warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to normal. And gives her a clock to tell her what time it is. And so, 75 accepted the warning. At the ball, the king of 75 says, Good evening, everyone. My son, Prince Quintessential was wondering who to marry. Isn't that right, son? In which Prince Quintessential responds, Yes, father. Suddenly, 75 arrives at the ball just in time. Sophia, Estrella, Veronica, Emma, Nina, Tasha, Udina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella say, He's walking towards me. All together, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's Prince Quintessential telling me. He's walking towards 75 You must be 75 May I please at this dance? As Princess Jin Topping, in which 75 responds, overjoyed. Yes! And so, 75 and Prince Septa Jin Toppling dance happily together. But soon, as 75 checks her clock and it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. The next day, the king of 75 and Prince Septa Toppling began their journey all around 75 to find 75 who captured Prince Quintessential's heart and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrive, the Princess knocks on the door of the home where 75 and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 75 they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Sophia to Ella. Prince Quintessential then says, Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Sophia is first. But her foot is too big. Estrella asks, but her foot is too small. Well, nonsense! It fits, she said. The rest did the same thing, but none of their feet are the right size either. Just then, Prince Septa Quintessential and the King 75 Aham And notice 75-year-old singing. She looks rather familiar. Prince Quincetage Toppling, is that you? She hollered excitedly. Prince Quincetage Toppling says, of course it's me, and my father the king. And will you I love you, will you marry me? And the glass slipper fits. And so, Prince Quincetage Toppling, the king is 75 a.m., and 75-year-old lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on everything, and buy our merchandise at andrewseverything.com. Take care. Bye.